Welcome to day 2 of Math 111. We will be using a calculator in class. This is the Texas Instruments TI-30 XS Multi-View Calculator. I doubt that you have this one at home, but anyway, if you do have a calculator at home, just take a few minutes and explore it and make sure you're comfortable using it. We will not be using a graphing calculator. So if you do have a graphing calculator, I would encourage you to purchase one that is not a graphing calculator. Just get a simple one. They're relatively inexpensive, maybe $10 to $12, and become familiar with that. The calculator that we'll be using in class is a very simple but very versatile instrument. So we'll be playing with it some in class. The main thing we're doing today is talking about the history of what has been going on in mathematics education for about the last 50 years or so. We'll be referring to NCTM. NCTM refers to the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics. This is the largest organization for mathematics teachers in our country. I would encourage you to visit the website for NCTM, that's nctm.org, and explore what's there. Not only will you find current information, but you'll find many resources for mathematics teaching at all levels. NCTM has prepared documents and activities for teachers and students at their website, and there's a wealth of information there. You do not have to be a member in order to access some of this. If you do have a membership, then of course you can access even more. In the next few slides, we'll be looking at NCTM's involvement and leadership in mathematics education over the past 4 decades. The first major publication that came out from NCTM dealing with the standards was the Agenda for Action, which was published in 1980. This is the first document that addressed educational concerns and recommendations for improving mathematics education for the K-12 levels. Following that, in 1989, NCTM published the Curriculum and Evaluation Standards for School Mathematics. The goal was to create a vision of what it means to be mathematically literate and to create a set of standards to guide the revision of the school mathematics curriculum and its evaluation. The next major document was published 2 years later in 1991. These standards were written to describe what high-quality mathematics teaching for K-12 students should comprise and guide the teachers toward excellence in teaching mathematics. The Assessment Standards for School Mathematics was published in 1995. This was created because of the need for new assessment strategies and practices. With the change of the focus of the curriculum, there was a need to change the way that students were assessed in school. In the year 2000, the Principles and Standards for School Mathematics was published. This document outlines the essential components of a high-quality school mathematics program. There is a common foundation of mathematics to be learned by all students. There is an emphasis on well-prepared and well-supported teachers and administrators, as well as an organized system for assessing students' learning and program effectiveness. Following this, in 2006, Curriculum Focal Points was published. This document outlines the major mathematics topics for each grade level, pre-K through 8. These have helped in the reforming of many state standard documents. Through the years, NCTM has published journals for mathematics teachers at all levels. There have been changes in the journals through the years. I believe at one time there was just an arithmetic teacher for the elementary grades and mathematics teacher for the high school grades. Arithmetic teacher was discontinued and actually split into two journals, a lower elementary and then a middle school journal. So you had teaching children mathematics and mathematics teaching in the middle school, while the mathematics teacher for the high school grades continued. NCTM also publishes a research journal, Journal for Research in Mathematics Education, which obviously focuses on the research end of teaching mathematics. In 2014, NCTM released another document, Principles to Action. This document connects research to practice. There's an emphasis on teaching and learning. And then most recently, Catalyzing Change has been published. In 2018, the high school volume was released, Catalyzing Change in High School Mathematics. The volumes for middle school and early childhood and elementary were released this year in 2020. This series looks at policies, practices, and issues that impact mathematics education at every level to support the critical conversations and actions needed to create positive change. I mentioned the mathematics journals that NCTM publishes earlier. All of those have now been rolled into one single journal that covers the levels PK through 12. Its title is Mathematics Teacher, Learning and Teaching. The next thing I want to mention to you that's made an impact on the way we teach mathematics is the Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. These were released in 2010. This was a national effort to bring some sort of standardization to mathematics teaching across the country. These standards concentrate on a clear set of math skills and concepts. The concepts are learned in a more organized way within and across grades. There's an emphasis on real-world problems. Following the Common Core State Standard for Mathematics, the state of Mississippi left the consortium and adopted its own set of standards. These are the Mississippi College and Career Readiness Standards. So these were adopted in 2016. And this is really a modified version of the Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. And it better suits the needs of Mississippi students. At the Department of Education website for Mississippi, there are many resources available for mathematics teaching. and the website is listed here on this slide. I also encourage you to go to this website and see the various documents that are available for the different levels of teaching. You'll find not only the standards, but you'll find scaffolding documents and other supporting materials, which are very good. The standards for mathematical practice have come out of the most recent documents for mathematics education. These are very important to us, and when you come into our classroom, you will see these on the board at the front of the room. The first one, Make Sense of Problems and Persevere in Solving Them, is one I hope you used in solving the cryptorhythm that was in your homework from day one. Just reading through the rest of these, reason abstractly and quantitatively. Construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others. Model with mathematics. Use appropriate tools strategically. Attend to precision. Look for and make use of structure. Look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. All 8 of these things are used in solving mathematics problems. Let's think about this first one. Make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. In the next few days in class, we will be working on problem solving. And this particular standard is of particular interest to us. Some of the problem solving strategies that you will see in this section in your textbook are guess and check, make an orderly list, make a table, look for a pattern, and draw a diagram. All of these strategies are useful in solving problems. Please notice the use of these as you work through the homework problems. I hope that this tour through the history of NCTM has been interesting for you today. It is important to know where we've been and where we are today. You will find homework problems assigned for you. So please read make sure you have read the section in your book before you attempt the problems. And then again, think about these problem solving strategies as you work through the problems.